This session we will talk about the ophthalmoscopy. In 1848, ophthalmoscopy is already invented by the Babbage, but this is not recognized at that time. But in 1850, they are again reinvented by the Helmholtz and they are accepted by worldwide. Right. In this session, we especially discuss about the different form of ophthalmoscopy we used in now daily life, right, for examination or assessment of patient ocular refractive error or ocular media. And we can also show you here the original ophthalmoscope to how to we use, or by using the ophthalmoscope of different type of filter, different type of grid, shape of light, how we perform, how we change their magnification, how we use the different type of plus lens for the assessment of ocular media. Basically, I just draw the index of the entire session. What we discuss here: first, ophthalmoscope, right? History is already I covered here. The second is the distant direct ophthalmoscope, monocular indirect ophthalmoscope, binocular indirect ophthalmoscope, and the last I show you the original ophthalmoscope, modern original ophthalmoscope, right? And basically direct ophthalmoscope part I discuss here, the use, optical principle, construction, and what as a examiner we change inside the ophthalmoscopy to get a crisp and clear view of the fundus or ocular status of the patient according to the refractive error, means hyperopic or myopic. So this is the gross idea, right? I will discuss in this session. So we start from the optics part of it. If we're talking about the direct distant ophthalmoscopy, basically this can be performed not only the ophthalmoscopy or modern ophthalmoscopy, we can simply perform it by using the mirror, which must be central hole, right? What is the procedure of it? Procedure: simply at the distance of 25 centimeter, right, we have to glow the ophthalmoscopy or glow on the ocular media, right? When we glow the ocular media, we observe the fundus reflex or pupillary reflex, right, in the reddish or pale yellow color. After reflection, we observe the various opacity which is present inside the eye. Or if we use the mirror which is whole, we can simply use by the reflection. But modern ophthalmoscopy is reflexless, and in previously people use reflection for ophthalmoscopy purpose. Simply this is suppose mirror, right, or this is a hole. Light is reflected from here, right? Focus on the mirror, and then here this light again come back on the ocular part, right? And when they are getting in this form, and after here light coming back and simply goes through the hole to the examiner eye, right, or observer eye. So this is the basic distant direct ophthalmoscopy previously used, right? Now modern ophthalmoscopy used, and modern ophthalmoscopy they also used this principle, right? But in this distant direct ophthalmoscopy we use the parallax principle, which help us to diagnosis the opacity of ocular media by using parallax principle. This is, suppose this is a parallax principle, right? This is eye and this is a lens. Suppose this is one, right? This is a pupillary alignment or pupillary line. Now observer is here, right? By parallax principle, observer simply shift at this point, right, to observe the ocular media. What is the consequence? When the observer shift here, it's very easy to assess the ocular media and fundus if there any hole mole are present inside it. How? When they shift into the parallax principle, right? When the media is present inside the lens or vitreous humor, they remain stationary, but instruct the patient to move the eye upward and downward direction. When patient try to move eye upward and downward direction, the media or any flare or any opacity which lies in front of the pupillary plane, they move in the same direction, means they say with motion. If the eye goes upward, they also goes upward. If the eye goes downward, they also goes downward. And those lies behind this they show against movement, right? So by using this principle, we can find out the ocular media. Basically, ophthalmoscope invention is for fundus examination, right? But now a lot of ocular structure or ocular adnexa we can easily find out by using this principle, right? So now we discuss about the direct ophthalmoscopy, right? What is a direct ophthalmoscopy? Direct ophthalmoscopy is simply when we have to absorb the various fundus, ocular media, ocular opacity, refractive media, any error or not. Firstly, this ophthalmoscope is formed or invented to keep only the fundus observation, right, or ocular media, but now it is getting into more detailed structure examination. We can also perform diagnosis of eyebrow, eyelashes, ocular adnexa part, superficial part, lens, and vitreous humor, fundus easily by using various type of illumination and various type of magnification. Here we discuss the optics of ophthalmoscope, just a gross view of optics of ophthalmoscope. What is the setup actually? Suppose this is a bulb, right, and here condensing lens is incorporated, right? This is the condensing lens. When light is goes from here, they are divergent form, so condensing lens helps to converge it and make it in the right track. After this, here simply prism is present, right, and this prism help us to move or bend the light ray, right? What actually happened, I used the light ray in the red direction, which help us or help you to easily diagnosis. After turning, the light is going here, and then light is simply going here, right, into the observer eye. Here this is the observer eye, right? After this, light again reflected back into the patient eye here, and in between this, here is a lens, which lens we can change according to the ocular status of the eye, right, or patient ocular status, because various type of refractive error we have to change the focus according to the examination or patient accommodation, right? I saw how I will change it into the different section. When light coming from here, then goes into the this part. So basically this is the instrumental setup inside the ophthalmoscope, right? And what actually is going on or what will happen when the different type of ocular status came up to you to diagnose the refractive media or fundus. Because when we talking about the emmetropia or myopia or hypermetropia, the principle is getting changed, right? Because this lens are carry ophthalmoscope up to plus 20 diopter, right? So up to plus 20 diopter, there are various step or distance we have used to assess the different ocular refractive error of our ocular media, right? After that, just assume this is the basic principle of the ophthalmoscope. Now we have shift emmetropic eye. Suppose just assume this is a bulb, right, and here is observer eye. This is your observer eye, and here this is a patient eye, right? What actually happened? Just assume here is a mirror. I used mirror by using blue. Just assume here is mirror and here is also mirror, right? This is a mirror. Then when light is emerging from bulb, they go there, right? And after this the light simply enter into the eye, right? And this simply enter into the this eye. I think so clear everybody. This is the arrow, the direction of light. Now after glowing this part, light is starting coming back. I used green light to just for you have easily is this part what is actually going on here, right? After this red light I used green light here, not green light, actually this is a red light is also. I'm not talking about the filter of ray, right? Simply I just try to fixate here the optical principle what is actually going on inside the ophthalmoscope when we try to perform it. Then this red light coming back into the observer eye, right, directly into the observer eye. I think so this is the clear picture for you, and this is the lens of observer. Here is patient, you can write PTS, and here examiner, right? So actually this is the principle of emmetropic eye, right? When light glowing from here in the divergent form by using mirror, right, optical principle of ophthalmoscope is already incorporated in this form. They reflects the light into the patient eye, and by reflecting back or after fundus glowing they getting into the examiner eye, and then they starting evaluation. Now you can ask here what is the magnification, what is the illumination, or how much area we can sustain, right, by ophthalmoscope. By using ophthalmoscope we can sustain up to 5 degree of area, right? And image size is basically erect and virtual. Magnification is approximately 15x, right? So this is the modern ophthalmoscopy. What about the hyperopic and myopic eye? I just draw it here. This is the emmetropic eye. This principle is going on. If patient is hyperopic, then what we have to do? If the patient is hyperopic, we simply shift this is a patient, right, and here this is your observer, right? If patient is hyperopic, light is getting diverged, right? When light is getting diverged, it means or some light fall behind the retina. This is a patient eye, this is again examiner eye, right? This is a hyperopic case. So this is the actually scene is going on. What we have to do as a practitioner, we have to shift this ray into the examiner retina, then we change the plus lens, right, and shift this ray into the hair, right, using plus lens. If suppose this eye is hyperopic, sorry, this is a hyperopic, if suppose this eye is myopic, then what will happen? If this eye is myopic, suppose this is myopic eye, right, then what will happen? Eyes meet in front of the eye, right? Then as a practitioner you have to observe this part is also clear, so you can simply put it here, concave mirror effect, and light is getting fall on the examiner retina. Examiner, this is patient. According to the patient refractive status, we can use or shift this part is this form, right? Then we can easily evaluate all these things, but according to the patient refractive status. Now question is here, in magnification or in observation part there are lots of grid, lots of shape of light is present. What is its use, right? So I just recap you, and in this session I will also show you the original ophthalmoscope, how to regulate it, right? I just use here theory part, then I will give you the detailed structure. Just simply assume, uh, basically in ophthalmoscope, suppose I focus here the various grid and various shape. There are simple smaller circle, bigger circle, semicircle, grid, right, and slit is present, right? So this is the actually already incorporated in the setup to change the light form. What is the purpose of this light form? By using this one, if pupil is not dilated, then we can use this form of light. If pupil is dilated, we can use this light, or for examination of ocular media we can also use this form. What about the hemicircle? Hemicircle we can also use or diagnosis the any elevation or any rupturing is found. Basically slit is also we can use the margin of curve ratio, how much or up to how much disruption is present inside the vein or artery is getting distracted or detached, or what is the impact of the after distraction or detaching of the retinal part. This grid is basically used for the monocular eccentric fixation. Basically eccentric fixation is the monocular phenomena. Then patient already instructed to close the one eye and try to fixate this light. When the patient fixate the light, then this grid is fall onto the center of the macula. If they are normal, if they are eccentric fixation, they are unable to follow this part, right? So using this basically we can use. What about the filter? Means color of light. Color of light, red free filter, green filter, and cobalt blue filter are also present, and yellow spotlight is normally present. We can simply use the red free filter because the hemoglobin is best observer of the red free filter, right? So after absorbing this, they can give you the how much blood is getting out drainage on the retinal part, right? So you can easily affected or assess this part. By slit, same thing we can use. If any type of bleeding or hemorrhage are already occurred inside the eye, we can assess, right? So this is the gross idea, and now I will show you the original ophthalmoscope, how we perform.